Today is Monday, October 28th, and today's agricultural fact of the day. An 81-year-old Montana man was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison for illegally using tissue and testicles from large sheep hunted in Central Asia and the U.S. to create a hybrid sheep for captive trophy hunting in Texas and Minnesota specifically. Again, I do the agricultural fact of the day to kind of start a conversation that otherwise may not be covered in class, and this was a very interesting thing that got brought up because I was talking to a student and how she loved dinosaurs, and I made a comment about how she should be an anthropologist because, obviously you can't raise dinosaurs where most of the kids, they love cows or they love sheep. So, they're going to get them and breed them. Completely unrelated. I was like, hey, I got to tell you this story. And of course, she was in my next class. That was my intro to ag class that always does the ag fact of the day. So as I was telling her about this, I go, you know what? I should make this today's agricultural fact. So basically this 81-year-old man had imported a lot of tissues and was illegally cloning animals, which I don't even know what the legalities are around that. And I don't have time to look it up because I just got back from National FFA convention and I'm trying to catch up on things that didn't get done last week. So if you have expertise on cloning or why or how this man got caught, please feel free to comment or make a response video because my kids just wanted to know, how did he get caught? And I said to them, they probably didn't want to publicize that so that people who are doing similar things will get caught in the future, because if you know how he got caught, then it may make it easier to evade officials in the future. But this created an entire conversation and it was just funny. The kids got a kick out of it. And obviously they're like, wow, an 81-year-old guy, where did he get these things to clone these animals? And I said, well, it may have been a retirement project. And if he had a decent job where he worked in a lab and did these types of scientific experiments, he probably had the funds to create and start his own lab. But I didn't go and look too far in depth with this. They have asked more questions, so I may look into it tomorrow for them. But this will not be a continued ag fact of the day. This is a one and done thing. But it's cool, and if you never saw the article when it came out, it was the beginning of October, I think, when he was sentenced. And if you didn't see it then it's not something that's usually discussed in the news. But the kids did seem impressed by this old guy who just basically figured out how to clone animals, and a cool concept, although highly illegal. And basically, as the article continued to say towards the bottom, him and his family had never hunted for money previously, but now they are pretty much dead broke because of all of the fines, the courts, lawsuits, whatever. They basically have no money now. So although it was a cool concept and neat idea, and yeah, this could be a really cool business venture, turned out not to be such a great thing. And although the target states, at least in this fact, was Texas and Minnesota, there were also animals sold to many other states. I think Arkansas was one. I don't know. I X'd out of the article, so I don't have a list in front of me. But there were between 5 and 10 states that also people from those states ended up buying those animals.